All right, so this is the vehicle finance unit. That's what we're starting with. I call it one of the heavy hitters of the final exam. Like one of the big components is going to be based on vehicle finance. Okay, so first we're going to talk about buying a new vehicle. It's the easiest scenario is buying a new vehicle. Not a whole lot involved. All new vehicles in Manitoba are subject to PST and GST. Just so you know, PST has been it's also called RST. PST is the same thing as RST. Regional sales tax, provincial sales tax, the same thing. The provincial exam says that, but just so you know. So 7 and 5 is a combined of 12%, so you're going to see a lot of the 12% reference. Okay. All new vehicles in Manitoba are subject to air and tire tax, but this is only if mentioned. Okay. Some definitions here. Let's fill in the blank here. Standard equipment is basic equipment that is included with base model. Right? Optional equipment is extras that you can add for a fee. What are some extras that you can add to a new vehicle when you're at a dealership? Can you think of some extras that you could ask for? Leather seats? Yeah. Heated seats. Heated steering wheel, right? Spoiler, what's that? Cooling seats, yeah. An exhaust, yeah. You can probably, just about anything, right? You can pick your color, you can add a roof rack, a hitch, you know what I mean? I'm not kidding you, that's sometimes what the province asks, like, give me some examples of options that you can add to a new car. And some students leave it blank, and I'm like, just make it up. But anyways, that's what I'm talking about. Warranty. A plan that covers. A plan that covers major repairs. A major repair, and I would consider it as like your transmission breaks down or your engine's just like not even starting, something is significantly wrong, the warranty will cover that. But regular maintenance is not included, right? But not regular maintenance for a specific or specified time or mileage. Mileage. Okay. Freight is the cost of transporting the vehicle from the manufacturer to the dealer. So when you see those semis hauling these brand new cars, somebody's paying for that transport. Whether they say it explicitly or not, or it's just in the price, somebody's paying for it. PDI. Have you ever heard of PDI? If you haven't bought a new car, why would you, right? It's pre-delivery inspection. I just thought I'd mention it because sometimes a price will have freight and PDI. What's PDI is pre-delivery inspection. So somebody inspects it before it gets delivered. Air tax. Air tax is a $4. Technically, every brand new tire, you pay a $4 fee that the government of Canada applies to all vehicles with, sorry, I made a mistake. We're starting already, eh? Okay, this is why I put posters up. That's why I put that one up right here. So leave me alone, right? Nobody's perfect, that's why they made erasers. Okay, it's $100 fee. It's $100 fee, that's air tax. That all vehicles with air conditioning have to pay. It only applies to new vehicles, okay? And this is a federal tax. Tire tax is a provincial fee applied to any vehicle purchased at a dealership to fund a nationwide tire recycling program. It usually costs $4 per tire in Manitoba. This is a provincial tax. And tire recycling, I don't know if you've ever seen how they, you know how some playgrounds have like shredded up rubber as the platform? That's recycled tires. Or they make floor mats, like for your house, recycled tires. So they use those old tires to repurpose them, okay? So that money goes towards funding that. Trade-in, this is important. This one I'm gonna actually highlight. Standard, I think everybody knows. Optional, freight, PDI, those are important. Trade-in is very important. Most car dealerships will take your used vehicle and subtract, before adding taxes, to the value from the purchase price of the car. Depreciation amount is the amount by which an item decreases in value. Residual / depreciated value is the amount of value remaining. Think of residue, right? Having some residues like leftover. It's the leftover value of the car. Okay? No math yet, but it's coming. Here are the first formulas that I would like you to add to your study sheet. But in order to have a good study sheet, I wouldn't just put formulas down. I would say this is a new vehicle. Have a little title called new car, and then you put these formulas down. So I will actually put down study sheet. It says study sheet, believe me. Study street. Anyways. You will get a formula sheet yet. Not today. Yeah, I'll give them to you. By the end of this week, you'll have a formula sheet. No. That's a good question. These formulas will not be on the formula sheet. No. I made up 80% of the formulas you're going to get. I made them up. So if students kept on asking me, he's like, I want a formula. And the province doesn't give us formulas. They want you to just know how to do it in your own way. And some students found that very confusing, and they wanted a formula. So that's why I'm giving you formulas. So if the province ever says, like, what's the sticker price? The sticker price is taking your base, your options, your AC tax, tire tax, freight, and PDI. Just add it all up. Just make sure you add no taxes. That is the important part. So no tax. That is probably worth mentioning. So the sticker price is basically just add everything that they offer, but don't add taxes to it. That is what the sticker price is. Next is the total cost of a new car after tax. They've also moved to plus tax. I'm just gonna add that wording. So you would take I would say new is equal to, watch what I do. I take the sticker price, I take away what? The trade-in. I put that in brackets. Brackets are not just to look pretty, guys. They're actually there for a reason. It means that you have to subtract first before you multiply by 1.12. I just marked a whole bunch of exams, okay? And this is a very common mistake, is for students to omit, like they don't make sure that the brackets are kind of copied down properly. So I'm going to please ask you to do that in this thing. I need you to understand this further. Is there always going to be a trade-in? So then you just don't worry about it. Or put a 0 in there for all I care. I don't, like, do something with it, but don't just like, oh, Mr. Dirksen, on the exam, it's like, what? There's no trade-in, how come? It's like, this formula is like general formula, right? It's like, it's saying if there's a trade-in, take it off, right? Are they always going to throw like all of these things at you? No. It may be that they just say, you know, Jorge bought a $10,000 brand new car. There's a $5,000 trade-in that the dealer is giving for his old car. Then it'd just be 10 minus 5 and multiply by 1.12. This is something I should probably explain. Do you know what 1.12 does, multiplying anything by 1.12? Yeah. That's right. So I don't know if you heard, but you know, 12% is just 0.12, right? But when you buy something, that's called 100% of the cost, and then you add 12% to it. So you're basically paying 112%. Every time you buy something from the store that gets taxed fully, you pay 112 of what it used to be. And 112% as a decimal is 1.12, okay? So this gets you the price after tax. I need you to understand this formula too. On a brand new car, if all they want is the taxes, watch what changes from this formula to this formula. The only thing that changes is instead of 1.12, you go 0.12, okay guys? This is gonna be taxes only. So that's something to understand there. Why would I do both of these? Because there have been years where the province is like, figure out the taxes only. That's, you know, Juan paid for this, right? So then you got to make sure you understand it's not always times 1.12. They're basically trying to figure out, do you understand what you're doing, or are you just copying a formula? Okay, keep going. Page 2, buying a new vehicle. We're in the new vehicle territory, okay? Brianna lives in Swan River. She buys a new car. I'm going to highlight it even though we're only dealing with new cars for now. The base price is $18,455. She made a list of extra charges she has to pay. The dealership has offered to take her old vehicle as a trade-in. Determine the sticker price. So sometimes there's too much information and you got to kind of distill what is needed. So sticker, I'm going to tell you already, out of all of this, this is all sticker right here. Everything except for the trade-in is sticker. I'm going to show my work here. 1489, 1250, 750, 100, 20, and 400. I'm going to add that up quickly. I get 4,009. I'm going to double check that. Oh. Can you, I'm not doing very well today. Is it 4,009? It is? But this, I think this is a little misleading. These are the options. So for the sticker, what am I missing? I'm missing the actual price of the car, right? So it's 18,455 plus I got confirmation that it's 4,009 for all the options. Mr. Dixon, do I need to show all of this work? Not really. You could have added everything, including the car, already. There you go. $22,464. Make sure you have a dollar sign. Okay, units are important. And how about you and I just have an agreement that we're just gonna, everything that has a dollar amount, we're just gonna add 2 decimals to it. 00. Explain to you in a bit. So it just doesn't hurt to do that, but it hurts not to have 2 decimals in certain circumstances. So that's my sticker price. It's basically everything. I don't have the key in front of me. That's why I'm a little off. Just to make sure this isn't gonna affect us, guys, can I just do this and call this options? That's not funny. It's not funny, right? That's what you're saying. I know. Sticker is when you include the price of the car and the options together, okay, guys? So maybe this is even better than having it all perfect because you understand, okay, it's the price of the car and the options all combined. That is my sticker price. Let's try to not make any mistakes now, okay? It's not us, it's you. Yeah, I know. What is the total purchase price after taxes? So that's when I'm going to use this formula. New is sticker minus trade. I'm going to multiply that answer by 1.12. So here we go. 22,464 minus the trade-in is right here. It's in that list they gave me. It's 6,125. You multiply it by 1.12. Still have that on my screen. So I'm just going to go minus 6,125. Hit equals. This right here would be before taxes, the 16,339. As soon as I multiply it by 1.12, I get the price after tax. There you have it. It now asks for calculate the taxes only. I will call it taxes. I will go sticker minus the trade, but I will go times, I'm going to use a red pen for this one, 0.12. And that would be the taxes only that were paid in this transaction. The most important thing out of this whole operation is to make sure the trade-in gets subtracted before any taxes are added. Okay, guys? The trade-in is subtracted before you add taxes. That's why we have brackets. So it tells you that this happens first, then we add taxes. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Yeah. It doesn't matter at this point. Only if you use sine, cosine, does that matter. But it should be in degrees for later. Yeah. It's a good question, but once we do trigonometry, then it's degrees. Okay, can you try page 3? Let's give it a try. Have 2 full-on examples before you go home. The sticker price in this case would be 36,860 plus all of these options here. So technically these are my options or extras, right, that I would have to pay. That's 1736. All of these add up to, sorry. What's happening with my key here? What is it? Is the final 56,260? Okay. Hold on. Yeah, this is 19,400, right? Yeah. So we add 19,400.
Excuse the interruption, Harley Gill to the office for a phone call. Harley Gill to the office for a phone call, please.
So in this case, your sticker is 56,260. Okay. How much will this new car cost him after tax? You go new. You basically go 56,260 minus 0 if you want to. It doesn't really help. You add taxes to that. That is 63,1120. Okay. How much taxes did you pay? 56,260 times 0.12. That's 6,751.20 cents. Oh, I know you're already home mode. It was a long day. Can you just pay attention to this part? What would your calculator have given you here? 0.2, right? It doesn't have the 0.20. I don't know if your essential teachers have been telling you this. You lose half a mark if a monetary answer doesn't have two decimals in this case. So you have to have that 0 after the 2, okay? I'm just gonna do this real quick. All of a sudden there is a trade-in. If you do this right, you get $54,399.52. 1 second, 1 second.